In the next few years, this would be the machine I would have intercourse with. You're recording that now, aren't you?
Okay. What's up, motherfuckers?
That's a hell of a fucking intro.
At another day. We're with Anthony Tempo,
what's up, motherfuckers?
Hey, introduce yourself, Anthony.
My name, well, first off, I go by Tempo, typically, especially on camera. My whole thing is Tempo. Guys, I'm Tempo. I am the founder of JustThatTempo, TempoPlays, and so on and so forth. Today, I'm with Keon here, and we are going to the gym to do what exactly, Keon?
We're about to hit a crazy back and by day, to be honest. I'm feeling pretty good. I got some Forbidden Pre this morning.
Wait, hold on. What do you mean back and by?
We're back and tries.
Back and tries.
Whatever the fuck.
Get with the program. We're just starting the video, and you're already fucking it up. You better edit that out.
I'm not gonna edit shit out, bro. It's a lot of work.
Chatty's not gonna chat. What the fuck? We're not streaming.
Bro, you are not.
We are not streaming,
bro. You are not streaming right now.
Well, listen, guys. All I'm gonna say, we're gonna have a great fucking workout. We're gonna do back and tries. This guy is clearly lost on the day already, but it's all right, you know. As long as you can kind of pick it up and get it going, that's all she'll really care about at the end of the day.
Some fun news is this 11th, October 11th, so literally next week, we're gonna go to Andy Elliott's seminar. What would you call it? Meet and greet? What would you call it? In person, like speaking?
I would still argue it's more of like a seminar than anything else. Yeah. So he's going to be speaking, going through sales tactics and so on, and a couple other things when it comes to leadership, coaching, and just getting your foot out the door and rolling with that momentum. It's exciting. I think it's going to be a good time for us. I think you guys are going to have a great time seeing it. On top of that as well, too, it annoys the shit out of me, genuinely, and I'm gonna fucking like stroke your ego a little bit here. It annoys me so much that you are beating me in aesthetics and strength right now. I was bigger than you, and I started off in such a great fucking spot in comparison.
Yeah.
But because of my own inconsistencies and my fucking lack of discipline within moments in time, fucked me. So now, that's making me realize, like, dude, what the fuck were you doing the whole time? So yeah, there's that slight frustration factor there too. Good guy.
Let me put this shit up so it doesn't fucking...
Chat, for legal reasons, I'm going the speed limit. Did I just say chat again?
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude?
Call them, bro. Like, I need a name for my guys, bro. My dogs.
Call them your Keonites.
Yeah, my fucking... Yo, my fucking dog, on some real shit. I know there's not many of you guys. Many of you guys haven't even seen my shit. But you know, I feel connected to you guys in the sense that if you're gonna listen to me, I respect you enough to care for you. Because you care about my ideas, I care about you, bro. It's as simple as that, you know? If you care enough to listen to me, I care enough to preach great knowledge into you. Sure, I'm not the fucking smartest guy in the universe yet, but I have good opinions. If you guys are gonna listen to them, I wanna make them the best that I can.
Do you have good opinions or do you have great opinions?
I have the best possible opinions.
You know, that's a good answer right there.
On some real shit, I'm very confident, and somebody asked me something for anything, I could give you a great answer.
Keon, what's the meaning of life?
The meaning of life? You know what's so interesting about that question?
What?
A lot of that, people say it's subjective, people say it's objective, but I recently read this thing and saw this a couple videos how religion was meant to give people purpose in mind, because like everybody in life needs somewhere for their mind to be pointed at, and religion is a way to say, hey, this is good. Like if I'm like, my religion says to do this, and it gives you a direction in your mind. The purpose of life, to be honest, is very different for every person, but I think there's a lot of things that help you find the right direction. First things first is trying to be the best possible version of yourself. Next thing is try to give as much as you can, being kind to people, this and that, helping other people. And with that, you find a lot of joy and you find more specific passions in your meaning. Maybe your meaning is to help people. After helping people, you find out, hey, I love helping people that honestly are forgotten about. I like helping this certain minority. I love helping this specific cause. And then you find deeper love with that, and then that's your meaning. And at the end of the day, helping people and bettering yourself. You can only help people if you better yourself. You can't help somebody as a homeless guy. That's just like the truth. Sure, you can give them advice, but you're not going to be able to do real impactful stuff other than that. So you need to build yourself up so you can actually fill up your glass so you can pour it to other people. And then from there, you find a niche that you love to help people in. And that's how it is.
Wow, that truck really took his time to turn right there.
I know,
you know what?
I think it's a dangerous spot.
I think that's a beautifully said. Oh, that's a dead raccoon. Beautifully said right there. Guys, listen to that, accept that, incorporate that. That's all I can tell you there.
You know, something you just incorporate. 99% of things, people love to watch videos on self-help, this and that. They love to read. Some people even read books, surprisingly. I love reading books, but a lot of people don't. They read books, you know what's funny? 99% of these people don't apply it. A book is useless unless you apply it and it changes your behavior. If you read a book on, hey, I need to disdain things that I can't have, like fucking, whatever, like 48 Laws of Power, whatever the fuck it is in this case. If I read that and I don't actually, if it doesn't change my behavior, then you gain nothing from the book.
Exactly. Guys, you don't lack motivation, you lack action. That's exactly what you need to do. Keon hit the nail on the fucking head right there. As soon as you take action and do something with the knowledge that you have attained, you're one step closer to success. And that's all that matters, is those baby steps to that success. To become the person you want to be, you need to take the steps to be that person you want to be. You don't just become it overnight.
Exactly.
Whether you go at something slightly different one day from another, that's all that matters, is minor tweaks. You gotta crawl before you can walk, and you gotta walk before you can run.
That's why when I read books or find any sort of quote or any sort of behavior change that I love, I try to immediately implement it, but I actually backtest it and backtrace it to think, what are some spots where I could have done this? And that's practice. That's implying it and that's implementing it. And that's how you actually learn it. For example, let's say never burn a bridge, because you never know when it might help you in the future. I think of times where, oh my gosh, I burned this bridge and this shit could have helped me. This, like, if I was fucking rude to this guy after this happened, and then later in life, if I was still friends with him, I could have benefited from this way. And I think of a whole bunch of things, so then it sticks in my brain how I got fucked because I didn't do it, and that's me learning, implementing it. So if most people read that shit, be like, oh my god, that's so fucking gas. Read the next chapter, that's so gas. Read 5 chapters. Not only did you forget 2 of them, but you're not even gonna use the next ones that you learned.
Literally. Read a page, study that page, master it. That's when you know you can move on.
This isn't schoolwork where you just need to fucking read it for completion and then you got it. You have to. This is something you're doing for yourself. You have to maximize it. You know. People don't realize that.
I don't think even at the higher levels, people don't even realize that at times. You know, it's a very mental disconnect in ways, because once you do start having that understanding that as soon as you implement, the more you learn and so on and so forth, you're gonna be weird. Guys, aim to be the weirdo. Don't be the normal, because the normal are failures.
I love that.
That is the only thing. If you take away anything from this video, aim to be a weirdo.
You know, I love that. Why don't you allude on that?
So, if you look at the mass majority of people in the first place, I guarantee you this, you don't want to become any of them.
I was gonna say, maybe you want to take a left here, then catch up later.
Okay, well, this is like an illegal move right here. Actually, no, I'm gonna catch up now. Let this truck go. All right, Chevy, come on now. Thanks, bud.
Thank you, buddy boy.
So, legitimately, and even just to say, what is a weirdo in the first place? It's somebody that goes against the norm.
It's somebody that's different.
The norm as of right now is doing less than the bare minimum. And it's unfortunate, because that's been the normal, that is regular. But, okay. I don't even know what to say about that. I've never seen construction on this road either. That's a bum. So, when you look over at somebody, what do you see? Well, statistically in the US, over 60% of the people living here are overweight. and if I'm remembering correctly, 20% of that and up is obese. Let that sink in. It is normal to be overweight. One, that is not healthy. Objectively, that puts you in a very bad position, health-wise and mentally, because if you don't look good, you're not gonna feel good. Thus, insecurities are gonna stack up, and you're gonna put yourself in a position as to where you can't adapt and overcome because you're constantly worrying about you. And I'm not saying worrying about yourself is a bad thing, but when you're worrying about aspects that you can really control, but you don't do anything about it, that's gonna eat you alive. A lot of people prioritize the things they can't control, worry about that, when it should be the other way around. Control what you can, because everything else becomes that much easier. People don't
crazy
do
how
that.
much life comes together when you focus on the right things. You know, people try to focus on let's say you're trying to fucking something everybody knows, drop shipping. Let's say you're drop shipping, you're focusing on making the money, but if you focus on becoming the best drop shipper, becoming really good at that skill, the money just comes. When you focus on like trying to sell people, you don't actually sell them, but when you focus on like the sale itself, like fuck the money, you become better. And it's
honestly, guys,
focus on what you control. You can't control how much money you make, but you can control how much input you put in.
money and everything comes down to one thing and one thing only. That goes with life. If you want to get better at networking, if you want to make more money, if you just want to make more friends, whatever it may be, it's all people. That's all it is at the end of the day. It's just interactions with people. If you can master talking to somebody, you've mastered essentially everything. And I really want you to think about that. If you don't have the skill set to do, let's say you want to make a website, you don't know how to do it, but you're great at talking to people. Talk your way into somebody that is a master at it. Work with them, learn from them. Lo and behold, without even realizing it, you've become somewhat of a master yourself because you have masters showing you. You guys don't capitalize on that. No one does. Everybody nowadays is extremely socially awkward. They can't hold a conversation. They can't just walk up to a stranger and be like, hey, how's your day going? Oh, nice to meet you. My name is X, Y, and Z. What's yours? And so on and so forth. Just go out of your way to talk to people you never would, and you will feel so much better.
And without expectation. Don't talk to people expecting they're going to tell you a life story, they're going to help you out with this. Because then when they don't, sometimes you're going to feel upset, you're going to feel that. That in a sense is manipulation. Giving with expectation is manipulation. But forgetting that, talk to people just because you want to talk to people. And then make that you. Change your personality, change your preferences to that. You love to talk to people. Hey, everybody wants to talk to me, so I'm going to go talk to them. That's literally how you should think in life. And I talk to everybody. You make people's day. I'm talking to the cashier. I'm ordering some shit at fucking whatever sandwich place I'm at. And I'm talking to them. Listen, I'm making jokes to them. You make their day. And I know this as anybody that's ever had a job. Let's say you're working fast food. Let's say you're working as a server, whatever the fuck it may be. When someone cracks jokes with you, they're cool. They make you realize like, hey man, I don't have to worry about this guy. They change your fucking mood. That shit makes your day. Like when you're selling shit and some guy is just genuinely a nice ass guy, he's cracking jokes at you, doesn't that just make your fucking day? Makes your hour, makes your day. It definitely makes your fucking 5 minutes.
Oh, for sure.
And then it's up to you if you want to let it make your hour, and then from there, it's up to you if you want to let it make your day.
Man, you know, I feel like, because here's the thing, guys, I'm also giving, in my personal opinion, these are somewhat half-ass answers as well, because I am focused on driving so we don't die and you can get more stuff from us. But everything that is said, regardless if it's deemed as half-ass or whatever it may be, there's a lot that can be picked apart from it. And that's the truth behind it. And I think you, the viewer, are understanding that. You're doing something great already. The fact that you've made it this far and you are listening in and doing what you can to learn. Regardless if you think we're two fucking dashing young men, right? Because that much I know we are. But to actually sit there and think, wow, they are right on these things. You're already a step ahead above the majority of everybody.
And funny enough, when he says that, I want you guys to start slowly taking away short form content. I haven't even watched the short in like 5 days, and honestly, I can remember the first day I was watching a YouTube video, and like I kind of wanted to hop off. I wanted to check a more interesting one, and I kept switching. I was like, fuck that shit.
Dude, no, like short form media literally makes you brain dead.
You know, there was this thing. It's this guy stopped using his phone in short form media for a month, and he instantly became the 99.99 percentile in focus, in retention span, and in ability to complete work without break.
Oh yeah, well here's the thing though. If you take your phone or whatever it may be away from yourself for literally just as little as 2 days, you will immediately start getting better at problem solving. You will get better at staying on task. Anything that requires focus, you immediately become better at it because now your brain is already within that process of redeveloping your dopamine receptors. So now it's not just, it's funny, look at that, it's a fucking dog. No, you're actually critically thinking on things, and your excitement and your joy comes from the shit that you are doing. It's genuinely, it's awesome. I can't stress that enough.
It's a real joy because you actually enjoy the moment. And I remember when, even if it was like a couple months ago, a year ago, you'd be addicted to scrolling. You feel terrible when you're not doing that. But now that we're off the dopamine, you feel joy out of things because your standard for dopamine is like this high, which is unnatural. Yeah. But now you enjoy driving, you enjoy going for a walk, you enjoy your breakfast. Most people don't even enjoy their food because they're on their fucking phone.
Exactly.
Isn't that crazy?
Like, here's the thing. If you are somebody that lacks excitement from the small things in life, that's how you know there's something wrong with your life.
Dopamine receptors.
I genuinely get excited from the smallest of shit. Keon's my fucking main witness. Whenever there's a topic that I'm even slightly, and I mean like a pubic hair interested in, I get fucking excited. I smile and I'm just talking and talking and talking. Because if you don't find enjoyment in the small things, how are you really gonna enjoy the big things? You can't.
Because what's the big things comprised of? Small things.
It's literally stacking small things into making something phenomenal. And it's the same premise with working out. You know, a lot of people want to go from benching the bar to 225 and think it's going to happen like that. No. I don't think anybody, truthfully, I don't think anybody believes that's going to be the process and how it goes. But you're constantly just thinking of the end goal, the end goal, the end goal. When in actuality, you need to enjoy the steps to that end goal because it's not going to be the outcome that makes it. It's going to be the passion that does. If you want to become a millionaire, you're not going to become a millionaire because you're just thinking of the money. That's going to be because you fall in love with the steps in becoming one. Can think about that. Once you become a millionaire, you're going to shoot for the next step. It happens every single time. You don't just make a fucking $1 million and be like, okay, I'm done here. No, you're gonna take that million and you're gonna realize, dude, what if I turn this into 10 million? You get to that 10 million marker, what if I can make 100 million? And it just keeps going and going and going. It's a constant cycle of doing better. And that's why if you only focus on the end goal, you're never gonna be happy because it's impossible. Be grateful for what you've accomplished.
Fall in love with the journey.
Fall in love with the journey, but don't be satisfied with it. Strive for more. Strive for that greatness. Man, gets me just a little fired up.
I just love talking about real shit, bro. And obviously, there's nothing wrong with talking about other things. You know, you want to talk about fucking the way sidewalk gets solidified after you mix the concrete, whatever the fuck floats your boat. You don't always have to talk about the way of life, but for me, I feel like there's always an interest. There's always a little candle that grows every time I talk about that because, you know, that's one of my biggest priorities and goals in life. And I love talking about my goals because that's what would bring me the most joy.
Oh, dude, because here's the thing with that too, and I think that's beautifully said. A lot of people, right, they don't prioritize these talks. They view it as something that's cringy or something along those lines there when in all actuality, it needs to be talked about more. People need to evaluate themselves. They need to evaluate others. Because if you're not aware of it, how the fuck can you grow from it? You can't. You legitimately can't unless you do talk about it. And that's why it's such a refreshing and nice thing because it makes you realize like, holy shit, yeah, there's so much truth to this. And then you go home even wondering like, how could I implement some of this stuff? What do I do right? What do I do wrong? How could I make it better? that's exhilarating to think about in the first place, because you are in control. People don't understand this, and I can't stress that enough. You are in control, and it's fucking awesome. You know, it is literally a God-sent gift that we are self-aware, because then you can do something with that. It's just, I know I'm repeating this and I'm sounding like a broken record, but it's exciting to know this, is it not?
It's crazy, because I think what Anthony's realizing, or he's always realizes, but what he's literally vocalizing is, when you realize how everything's in your control, you realize that everything is yours. If everything is in your control, you realize that everything is possible. And that's what's kind of blowing his mind, I feel, right now. Which he's already realized it, but it just ignites his passion even more every time he re-speaks it.
That's because I love this conversation. And this is further proof. I'm not bullshitting you guys when I get excited about this stuff, because it should fire you up a little bit. You know, I've talked to Keon numerous times. Hell, I think I'm fairly certain I've said shit like this to him a year ago. Right or wrong. Yes. I've brought this up on numerous different occasions. It's just, every single time you bring it up, it further solidifies it for you. And that's what it is. You really don't have knowledge in something unless you can coach it and speak it to others. That's how you know.
I feel like you should do that with anything. Anything you learn that you want to actually use and implement and continue to use and practice, you should be teaching it to other people.
Exactly.
You know, as soon as I learn anything, I try to tell that shit to my fucking self. I try to teach it to myself first of all, and then I try to teach it to people that are on the same frequency. Because then you learn different perspectives. I talk about this, and then he tells me something that's similar, that's interesting, and then I think about it this in a more profound manner, and it just keeps developing and cultivating an idea.
Absolutely beautifully said. Guys, no matter what it is that you're learning, you should learn it as if you're going to teach it. That is because
if you can't teach it, you don't even know it. That's
exactly. And that is my main belief as to why we are here, and that is to attain as much knowledge as you can to spread it to the next generation and so on. If you have knowledge in absolutely nothing, to Chick-fil-A.
Okay, I'm sorry. Interrupt. This is pretty. I thought you were using the map and that shit disappeared.
Oh no! So I already know where I am.
Oh yeah.
I had it going on for like no reason actually. Once we got onto
Roselle. Yeah. Schomburg.
Because.
All right, continue. I'm sorry.
All right. Is there like a blooper reel at the end of this? Do you do bloopers?
Bloopers? Nah, I kind of want to get better into editing. Usually I keep it pretty raw. I think I'm gonna do cuts. I'm not gonna like do effects, but I think I will start to use more cuts, you know, where we're talking about a little bit of nonsense.
Dude, you gotta get assets properly too, like background music, audio.
Hey, where do you get your background music? Because I found this one website, but I don't know. How do you get background music?
You really have to do a lot of research. One of the biggest people that I use, but this is because it's more of like gaming content and so on, was Kevin MacLeod. So he does a ton of like royalty-free music and shit like that. So you don't have to worry about plugging in. Yeah, there's a website for it, but I don't think that's gonna fit like this type of content. It's not gonna fit that type of content pretty well. That's a funky build.
I know. These kids right now are fucking stupid as fuck nowadays.
Yeah.
And honestly, I like being a dickhead, but I like being nice. I kind of love how low the standard is for people, because it makes me that much easier. It makes me more contrasted.
Honestly, like the fucked up thing is, you can get away with doing the minimum nowadays, and you're above average because people do less than the minimum.
Do you want to know something crazy? In college, everybody's fat or really skinny. Everybody doesn't even take care of their facial hair, their acne, their fucking hair on their head, their clothes. Everybody's wearing mismatching clothes. Mostly the guys have like facial hair that looks like they haven't shaved in like 3-4 weeks, and they're just like, oh, I got a beard. I don't have to line it up. Dude, I don't have to clean up here.
I'm not gonna lie. I was about to start talking shit, and then I had to check my facial hair. I'm still like relatively like clean. I do have to clean it up a little bit though, so I can't talk too much shit right now. You know, it's just from a day. I usually shave every morning. I skipped it this morning. Went straight to the gym.
Yeah, I can tell you woke up a little late. You must have stayed up late last night.
Yeah, I think I ended up going to bed at like realistically 4 in the morning.
And we still had a good live. Wow, that's why you needed that pre.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, here's the thing, like, regardless of the sleep that you get, and I'm starting to learn this more and more and adopt this more and more, you have shit that needs to get done. If you fail on something, you can't just go over to the person and be like, yo, I didn't make it because I overslept. They're gonna be like, dude, I don't give a fuck. Why? You were supposed to be there. Exactly. You need to be 100%, why am I forgetting the word?
Self-accountable.
Yes, you need to be 100% accountable. Oh, guys, you're falling.
Bro, whoa.
Holy drift, guys. That was fucking cool. You guys are like in,
Holy drift, guys.
what the fuck is wrong with that?
It was just funny, bro. Holy drift, guys.
Dude, it's shit, like, stupid shit like that, though. Here, like, I'm gonna segue this into another thing. Guys, don't be scared to look stupid at times.
Bro, I love being stupid,
shit.
bro. I feel the best when I'm fucking stupid.
Exactly, because, guys, here's the fucking thing.
And I'm not actually stupid, just acting goofy.
Exactly.
Silly.
Here's the thing. You're not gonna succeed. You're not gonna succeed